right. Hello, Void Dweller. Hello, GAs. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Ever17. Last time. Holy shit. Kid regained a huge amount of his memories. The organization, as we probably would have surmised, that took him prisoner long ago was in fact Leiblich. And he doesn't actually have Curé. Apparently Leiblich just collects a bunch of people with extraordinary abilities of some kind, because Kid's superpower, now we don't know if he has more than this, but we do know that he definitely can do this, is that he can see infrared light. And Sarah could also, and she was the girl with him. And not only that, but Sara is actually his sister. Oh my god. Now, this explains a lot. Hello, DQA. Welcome to the stream. That's how he was only he was seeing specific holograms and stuff, because they were probably in infrared. And so does that mean that the Coco hologram was in infrared too? For him? But who would have been doing that for him? Oh boy, Dweller, that is just too sweet of you. You don't have to. Oh my god. So anyway, I can't wait to get back into this, and of course the stupid music does this. Without further ado, let's get back into it. That's true. That is why. Really, that is. I checked it Fawful, and all of them were there. I really do have to update the playlists, but when I saw that they were all there, when I took a look. Oh wow, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yep. Last time. Oh god, like what happened to Sara between then is what I'd like to know. She seems to be living a fairly normal life. When I opened my eyes, I was lying on a bed in the infirmary. Please tell me if the music is too loud. And if you can hear me, obviously. I didn't know if someone had brought me there, or if I had dragged myself unconsciously. I looked at my watch without thinking. Not much time had elapsed since I had passed out. Lying on the bed, I looked up at the ceiling and thought about the events leading up to that point. The reason I had known that it was too hot inside the generator room was my infrared vision. And the moonlight coming from the inverter unit had been the same thing. In the darkness, I had mistaken the heat from the inverter as moonlight. And the shock that I felt when I met Sara made sense too. We were siblings after all. I'd probably known it in the back of my mind even without my memory. That was why, the first time I had seen Sara. And why had she grasped my thumb in the darkness? Why had she sung that lullaby that time?
本当に知らない?
Really? You don't know?
そっか。そうだよね。
Oh, I see. That's right. It seems to me that Sara had probably noticed that we were brother and sister. So, why didn't she say anything? I raised myself up. Sara was still asleep in the bed next to me. I stood next to Sara's pillow and stared down at her face. My memory was still a little jumbled, but there was no mistaking that face. It was Sara. Little Sara had grown to be 16. It had to be her. I was sure it was Sara. Are they twins then? Because isn't Kid also 16? The sister that I had made a promise to find, but then broken it. I felt so guilty and ashamed. I couldn't look at Sarah's face. It was just hard. It was hard just being there. I didn't know what to say to Sarah. What excuses could I make to her? No matter what I said to her, it would all ring hollow. I want to get out of there before Sarah woke up. Oh, come on, Kid! I walked toward the door.
Oni-chan?
Yep. Oni-chan? With her voice, my legs stopped. I didn't have the courage to turn around. I guess the voice isn't playing. You're my Oni-chan, right? Sarah continued talking. Each of her words was like a stab in the heart. You think we can finish Sarah's route today? That's awesome, Waffle. I was wondering if we could. Wow, you're right. That is the shortest route. Why is there no voice? Oni-chan? No! I spit out the words without thinking. Huh? What's going on? Why is there no voice or music? You're wrong about me. Is there something wrong? What the fuck is going on? Why can't I hear Sarah's voice? This is so weird. I'll just reload, I guess. Yeah, the music just cut out. What the fuck is going on? Oh, now I can hear it. That is so weird.
Oni-chan? ねえ、お兄ちゃんなんだよね。
There we go.
You're my Oni-chan, right?
Sarah continued talking. Each of her words was like a stab in the heart.
お兄ちゃん
Oni-chan?
No! I spit out the words without thinking.
え
Huh?
You're wrong about me.
そんなはずない。
That can't be!
お兄ちゃんでしょ
You're my Oni-chan, right?
No. There was no music at that moment. There's music playing now, though. Is it too quiet for you, or is it good? I sensed that Sarah was about to get up from the bed, so I tried to leave.
待って
Wait!
待ってお兄ちゃん
Oni-chan, wait!
Her voice sounded just like when she was cried out to me when she was a child, and I froze, unable to move.
お兄ちゃんでしょねえそうだよね
You're my Oni-chan. You are, aren't you?
Oh, it's still quiet? Jeez. Oh, that sucks. Hello, T. Welcome to the stream. Sarah, grab my shoulders.
ねえ、なんで黙ってるの？こっちを向いてよ。
Hey, why don't you say something? Look at me!
Sarah circled around in front of me, all the time holding my shoulders. But I couldn't bear to look Sarah in the face and turned away.
ねえ、お兄ちゃん。なんでこっちを見てくれないの？
Hey, why won't you look at me?
ねえ、私を見てよ。
Hey, look at me.
ねえったら。
I said look at me.
No, no, no! I shook off Sarah's hands.
Ah!
Sarah! Sarah threw her arms around me, hugging me tightly. Sarah's eyes stared directly at me.
どうして否定するの？
Why? Why are you denying me?
お兄ちゃんでしょ？お兄ちゃんなんでしょ？
Am I Oni-chan, right? You are, aren't you?
No, no, I'm.
どうして違わないよ。
Why not? I know you are!
お兄ちゃんだよ。
Oni-chan. You're my Oni-chan!
待ってたんだよ。ずっと
I waited for you.
待ってたんだよ。
I waited and waited.
お兄ちゃんのことずっと待ってたんだよ。
I waited forever for you to come.
お兄ちゃん。
Oni-chan.
Sarah fell to the ground, and I said nothing to her. Why is he being like this? I just ran after him. What an asshole. That was right, I ran away. I ran from Sarah and from my past. Why is he doing this? I squatted in the small room in the back of the warehouse. All I could do was just keep running away from Sarah and my past. I was such a coward. Let me see if the music is too soft. We'll see how that goes. Tell me if that's too loud. Overcome by the memories that had come rushing back to me, I'd run away from my sister. I couldn't even accept my own weakness. I denied myself. It was less scary than acknowledging what I had done. I was such a coward. I see, Fawful. Okay, so it's because he feels too bad about leaving her behind. Had I known that would happen, I would have never wanted my memory back. Things were better when I didn't remember anything. Crouched there in the corner, I was paralyzed. I couldn't face Sarah, my own sister, and all I could do was let time pass by. Oh wow, that is awesome. My memory had been completely restored apart from recent events. I knew my age, address, and phone number. What about his name? I also remembered my foster mother and father. Still, there was just one crucial thing that I couldn't remember. That was... God damn it! Why? I wonder if we're going to learn it at the end of this route. That was my name. What was my name? What was I called? I didn't know. Why was that the only thing I couldn't remember? As long as I couldn't remember that, I felt incomplete. as if the essence of my existence were concentrated into my name, kind of like Death Note. As long as I couldn't remember my name, I couldn't feel whole. That was how I felt. No matter how much else I remembered, that one point escaped me. Then I thought back about what it was that had made me lose my memory. The massive guilt I felt towards Sarah. I wondered if that was why I had repressed my memory. But there was too much about that theory that didn't make sense. I had lost my memory before meeting Sarah, and before the accident at Lemu. And I couldn't remember what I was doing just before then, or why I'd even come to Lemu. It might have been that I had seen Sarah at Lemu, and then it happened. But something didn't seem right about that either. I couldn't imagine why only my name and recent events wouldn't come back to me. I had already remembered Sarah. It would make sense for me to remember everything. I wonder what kind of amnesia it might have been. Uh-oh. Lemu is coming down. A sudden sound and shaking made me look up. The next instant, warning alarms started shrieking. Uh-oh. All around me, the squeal of straining metal echoed from the structure. The shaking continued on and off. What? I ran out of the room. Water. I noticed something strange as I emerged in the corridor. Water was flowing in. I couldn't believe that water could have reached there. Kid! You! What is this? Did something happen? I'll explain later. For now, just hurry over here. What? What? I found an exit we can escape through. Where? I'll explain later, just hurry! With those words of encouragement, you started running. Okay, good. Thank God that's done. She turned the corner, heading for stairs leading to an emergency corridor. What about everybody else? Kurenari is going to get Mayo. Sugumi is already at the emergency corridor. We dashed the stairs to the emergency corridor and climbed up to it. Takashi, Sugumi, and Sarah were already gathered there.
Hurry, we don't have much time.
What happened?
Just hurry.
Saying that, he started running ahead of everybody else. Sugumi followed suit. Listen, Lemu is already starting to collapse. You pushed on my back. I started running. Oh, that's cool. You was able to contact your parents. Just like in the other route. We were finally able to make contact with the surface. And now the emergency stairs are accessible. But if we don't hurry, they're gonna flood. So just hurry. You explained the situation from behind me. I followed Takashi and Sugumi as we sprinted the distance of the emergency stairs. We soon reached the stairs. Takashi and Sugumi were already climbing.
Hurry, this way!
Takashi's voice rang down from above. I ran, following the sound of the footsteps. I hope this isn't going to be too short. Damn. I had no idea things would be this short. Oh boy. As we were trying to escape, Lemu began to shake and scratch as metal screech as metal clashed with metal. But we just kept climbing, moving toward the top. Only the sound of everyone's labored breathing and running footsteps echoed through the emergency stairs.
Just a little more. We're almost there.
Takashi shouted up ahead. Takashi's voice was full of hope. It was then that we realized it.
マヨがいない
Of fucking course! I thought she was there with them. Mayo wasn't here! You shouted that. Huh?
What'd you say?
I stopped and looked back. You stood on the stairs, stunned and looking downward.
そんな後ろにいたはずなの私の後ろに
What happened? She was right behind me! That's true that she was.
一体どうした？
What happened?
Takashi and the others came down the stairs.
怪我なりマヨがいないの
Kurinari! Mayo wasn't here.
なんてことだ。ついてくるのを確認しなかったのか。
God damn it! Didn't you check to see that she was behind you?
最初は後ろにいたの
She was right behind me from the start.
途中から私も登るのに夢中で
Partway up, I got so into climbing. Uh-oh. The stairs shook violently, and there was a large sound. At the same time, the lights that dimly lit the stairs went out.
くそ、停電か。今さら引き返すわけにはいかないぞ。
Damn, a blackout. We can't go back now.
今引き返せばみんなおだぶつだ。
If we double back, everyone's a goner.
But
I'll go.
huh?
I'll go back. Everybody keep going.
That's true, Fawful. We can get started on the Cocoa route until at least until the choice comes up between Takashi and Kid, if that's even going to come up at all on the Cocoa route.
I'll go back. Everybody keep going.
Without waiting for a reply, I started rushing down the stairs I just climbed.
おい、少年。
Hey, kid!
無理よ浸水が始まってるのよどうやって行くつもり
It's impossible. It's already started to flood. What do you think you're gonna do? Their voices rang out behind me.
Swim.
下は真っ暗なのよ
It's pitch black below!
No problem.
That's true. He's got friggin' superpowers.
I can see.
I could actually see the different parts of the stairs by their different temperatures. He's got predator vision. It's the first time I had ever been thankful for my unusual vision. I went down the stairs and came out at Schweiderstock's emergency corridor. It looked like the emergency power had already died. I wonder where Sarah might be. I thought frantically. If she had turned back part way, then she probably wouldn't have made it to Dritterstock. But I couldn't be sure. If she had gone all the way down to Dritterstock, that I would never make it in time if I looked around Schweiderstock first. I see. So extra choices. And after those extra choices, is it the same? Whether I picked Kid or Takashi? I didn't know what to do. I had to decide whether I would start looking on Dritterstock or from Schweiderstock. That's right. We forgot that Sarah has a bad ending, too. And I have a feeling this is where it might be. Just make an extra Sarah save right here, since we have these two whole things we can probably save for the true route. These two whole rows right here. Let me just get out my handy dandy walkthrough to see which is which. Alright, Schweiderstock is the good one. And Dritterstock is the bad one. So you know what? Yeah. Okay, so let's see the bad ending first. And end on a nice note. I'd start searching from Dritterstock. Big mistake. I figured the water pressure would be higher there and the flooding more serious. If she was in Dritterstock, then I'd have to start there to have any hope of finding her. I head down the stairs to Dritterstock. Reaching the emergency corridor, I arrived at Dritterstock. If Sarah was there, where would she be? The comms room or the control room? Or could she have been at one of the attractions? I didn't have much time. Peering down the emergency hatch, I realized that the flooding had already progressed a lot. It seemed best to check each room from the emergency corridor rather than going all the way down. I wondered if Sarah really was on that floor. But having come so far, I knew there was no going back. I ran through the emergency corridor. I exited on the emergency corridor furthest outside. Opening the emergency hatch to each room, I peeked inside. If Sarah was there, I'd be able to see her body heat. I looked in the conference room and the control room, but there was no sign of her there. The water only continued to rise. The doors beyond the elevator hall didn't open. I frantically ran down the emergency corridor, moving from one attraction to the next. I checked the rest area and then looked down to the Lemurian ruins, but Sarah wasn't there. Maybe she wasn't on that floor? The sound of the water and shaking of the structure both continued to intensify. If I didn't hurry, I wouldn't make it back to Schweiderstock. I knew I had to hurry to get to the emergency stairs. I sprinted up the stairs up to Schweiderstock. I had lost a lot of time. I had to hurry. Finally, I arrived back at Schweiderstock. Lemu was shaking terribly, and the area below the emergency hatch had already filled with water. It looked like water was about to flood into the corridor. I plunged into the water. Swimming desperately to the security office, I forgot the pain in my arm and looked inside. Sarah wasn't there. I was able to steal a breath using the air at the top of the room. Where could Sarah be? I drove into the water again and swam to the infirmary. The infirmary door was open. I looked inside. Sarah! Uh-oh. Sarah's body stood out white in the dark water. That room also had a pocket of air near the ceiling. Sarah was just barely floating there. I floated to the surface. She's alive, at least. Sarah! Hello, Tronbuster. Welcome to the stream. I swam up next to Sarah.
Ni-chan?
Oni-chan?
Are you okay, Sarah?
大丈夫だよ。
Yeah, I'm alright.
She smiled weakly. She was bent and unsteady on her feet.
お兄ちゃん、なんで？
Oni Oni-chan,
戻ってきたの。
why did you come back?
I came back to get you, of course.
迎えに。
To get me?
Sure. I promised, didn't I?
そっか。やっと迎
Oh,
えに来てくれたんだね。
I see. You finally came to get me.
Oh, God.
Oh. I'm so sorry, Sarah. I know I made you wait such a long time.
いいんだよ。もう
No, it's alright.
こうして来てくれたんだもん。
I mean, you actually came and everything.
Sarah, why did you come back?
これを取りに。
To get this.
Saying that, Sarah took out the fragment that had been embedded in my finger. Yep, that's what I thought.
That's...
これを忘れてたから。
I forgot this.
You came back for that?
だってこれはお兄ちゃんが私を守ってくれた大切な証だから。
Because this is proof of how you looked after me.
これがなくなってしまったらお兄ちゃんとの絆までなくしてしまいそうな気がしたから。
Wait, what does she mean? I don't understand the... Is she talking about the holo projector? Because Kid had that with him in his finger the whole time, didn't he? No, that's right. Sora took it out. That's right.
I felt like if this disappeared, and my connection to you would be gone.
Sarah,
ごめんね。お兄ちゃんまで巻き込んじゃって。
Okay, so that probably explains a lot. Kid, Tsugumi, and Sarah probably worked together to get revenge on Leiblich, to set up this whole thing. But what happened to Sarah in the other timeline? And what is the mystery of Coco?
I'm sorry. I got you involved in this mess.
Sarah. It's okay.
ごめんなさい。
I'm so sorry.
It's alright. I only came to keep my promise.
お兄ちゃん
Thank you,
ありがとう。
Oni-chan.
I desperately tried to prop up Sarah to keep her from sinking.
ごめんね。もうダメ。浮かんでいられないや。
I'm sorry. I can't keep up anymore.
Sarah, hold on!
ごめんね。ごめんね、お兄ちゃん。
Sorry. I'm sorry, Oni-chan.
Sarah, hang on! Fight! Sarah!
なんだかぼーっとしてきちゃった。
For some reason, I'm dizzy.
Sarah!
I remember that the air pressure there was compressed to 4.5 atmospheres because of the water pressure. Sarah had probably gotten oxygen poisoning from breathing the oxygen-heavy air. That combined with the fatigue from treading in the cold seawater. The combination probably rapidly robbed Sarah of her strength.
Sarah, hang in there!
お兄ちゃん
I'll try.
頑張るね。でももう
but
動かない。
my body won't move anymore.
I didn't know what to do. And I'd finally found Sara.
Anyway, let's head for the emergency corridor.
When I was there, the water hadn't flooded into the emergency corridor. If we could just get there.
Listen, Sara.
I grabbed the weakened Sara and tried to dive underwater. Then it happened. Uh-oh. A metallic scream echoed through Lemu as a shock wrecked the structure. At the same time, the flow of water increased dramatically. Hello, Eblis. Welcome to the stream. The shock shook Sara loose from my grasp. I frantically struggled to lift her up. It looked like she had swallowed some water. Her breathing was labored. What should I do? What could I do? With a dull groan, Lemu tilted, causing the water to ripple.
Hang on, Sara. Just hang on.
I called to Sara as I desperately floated in the waves on the surface.
お兄ちゃん、ごめんね。ごめんね。
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
もう体が動かないよ。
My body, it won't move.
No, Sara, hang on! We finally found each other! Sara, open your eyes. Sara!
お兄ちゃん、
Oni-chan,
来てくれてありがとう。
thanks for coming back. Thank you.
Sara's body went limp. I swore inside my mind.
Why? Why?
I wondered if there really was no way that I could save her. I took a big breath and dove underwater, holding Sara. I meant to get us out of Lemu. If we stayed there, we would have been crushed. The irregular shocks continued, and the sounds of metal on metal echoed harshly. Lemu was already mostly filled with water. I ducked into a crack running down the wall that was just big enough and slipped outside. There, the sprawling darkness of the ocean surrounded me. My only hope was the light piercing through the water from above. Clutching Sara, I swam toward it. But swimming with my injured arm and holding a limp Sara was nearly impossible. Oh God. The water pressure constricted my chest, forcing out my air, but I kept swimming. My body was screaming for air. My eyes clouded. Flashes of white light darted across my vision. It was no good. I couldn't see. I wasn't sure if we were heading upward or downward. Sara's right arm felt cold, nearly frozen. I didn't think I could. Oh God, I couldn't take any more. Swallow water. My consciousness was slipping. My body had no power.
Sara.
I was so sorry, Sara. I just couldn't seem to save her.
Sara.
The darkness enveloped me, stealing away my consciousness. Yeah. Okay. Oh, God. Damn. I'm glad we... Yep. story's not over yet. I'm glad we saw that first. That would have been a huge downer to end on. Now let's go the right way. Oh wait, before I do, Fawful has posted some unique things about Kid and Sarah's backstory that were only in the Xbox version. So, as before, I'll read it out to you guys. Here's the Xbox version of Kid and Sarah's past. Kid wonders where he heard the lullaby for the first time, and he realizes but it was when he and Sarah were still one, when they were together. When they were young, they were in a place in a facility where they were trained in combat, how to handle weapons, how to create tools of destruction, how to steal, how to send communications, how to hack, etc. All to become agents, Leiblich's dogs. It was for their infrared vision and physical and mental capabilities, all which were perfect to become agents. Day after day was harsh, but they endured it because they were together. Kid has a flashback of younger Sarah asking him,
Ani-chan, does it hurt? It doesn't hurt?
Kid says he's alright now and it doesn't hurt. It's after Sarah slashed his left arm. Sarah starts crying and apologizing, saying it's her fault. Kid assures her it's alright. He also remarks how Sarah was afraid of water. Another flashback. Kid asks Sarah to sing the lullaby, and as she still remembers it even though the one who taught it to her was gone. Sarah agreed, took out the pendant, which Kid remarks was hers from the start. She would look at the pendant and sing. The song would put Kid at ease, but Sarah would cry when she sang it. He embraced her afterward. At that time, he swore to protect Sarah, and they'd always be together. Sarah agreed, and Kid remarked how those words kept him going. But one day he couldn't keep his promise. One day they were constructing bombs, but Sarah made a mistake. Kid shouted, "Look out!" This confused Sarah, and the bomb went off, and Kid protected her. He was injured by the blast and bled. As he lost consciousness, he saw Sarah screaming, "Oni-chan!" As he remarked that he was glad she was safe. He told her he was fine, but he was too badly injured by the explosion to be of any use to Leiblich. So he was released from the facility. That's why. Okay. And they just didn't it's weird that they would just let him go while he remembers all this. Not a day after that went by when he didn't think of Sarah. As he couldn't stop thinking about how she was alone when trapped in that nightmare. He felt extreme guilt from being unable to keep his promise. He fell into despair. Damn. Well, that really does expand upon their backstory and also explains a couple of things that we didn't realize, such as why Kid was able to escape or whatever. He was just let go. And for some reason, they forgot to neuralize him with the Men in Black thing and erased his memory, but he lost it anyway. Alright, now let's make the correct choice. No, I thought Sarah was somewhere in Schweiderstock. I didn't know why, but I was sure of it. She was probably somewhere in Schweiderstock. I knew it might be a meaningless hunch, but maybe it was our sibling Bond talking to me. Sarah and I had the same blood in our veins. That was my thinking. It was probably only my imagination, but it was all I had to bet on. I opened the emergency hatch and saw that the water had already covered 3/4 of the corridor. Without hesitating, I threw myself in. The water flowed unpredictably, with whirlpools forming in various places. I endured the pain in my right arm and swam desperately. First, I looked in the security office. There was still no source of heat that looked like Sara. From there, I made for the warehouse, but Sara wasn't there. I checked the merry-go-round, but she wasn't there either. Had to use the elevator hall and no Sara. I swam back up the corridor. Water had completely covered up the entrance to the infirmary. I took a breath and dove underwater. I put my hand on the door and peered inside. And there was Sara. Sara's body heat made her stand out brightly against the cool, surrounding darkness. I went into the infirmary and floated to the surface. Sara looked surprised when I broke through the surface.
少年。うん。お兄ちゃん。
Kid, I mean, Oni-chan.
Sara, you're all right.
お兄ちゃん。どうして？
Why are you?
I promised, didn't I? I told you that I'd come find you, didn't I?
Oh, and now we get the day tag here. Finally, the roaring sound stopped, and the flow of the water slowed. The squeaking and screeching of metal on metal also died down. It seemed like the flooding had stopped. Oh, we still get this CG. There was still a little air left in the ceiling in the infirmary. Oh wow, what a beautiful instrumental of the lullaby. It was kind of like a cup flipped upside down and mostly filled with water. Sara and I were floating there.
It looks like things have quieted down a bit.
I looked at Sara. You think we can skip, really? But the music is completely different. I think it's a new scene. In the darkness, the only thing giving off a gentle aura of light was Sara.
Are you okay, Sara?
うん。大丈夫。
Yeah, I'm
ちょ
okay.
っと寒いかな。
Just a little cold.
Sara forced a smile for me.
Sara. Why did you come back? All you had to do was go a little further, and you would have been safe.
うん。
Uh,
あのね、
I...
お兄ちゃん怒らない？
Do you promise you won't get mad?
Mad? Why would I get mad?
だって
Well,
Just tell me.
I thought something was strange. From the beginning, Sara had always seemed like she had the upper hand in our relationship. But once we knew that we were brother and sister, it felt like things had been reversed. Sara was relying on me, like when we were kids.
あのね、お兄ちゃん
well,
これ
this.
Sara lifted her right hand. Wait, Jace, did you really translate it 12 ribbon fully? Holy shit. Whoa. That's amazing. I might be able to play that someday then. Sara lifted her right hand. pinch between her fingers was the shard of the mirror from my finger.
Hey, it's that piece of the mirror.
途中でこれを置きっぱなしだったのに気がついたの。
Yeah. I realized that when we were running, this had been left here.
Oh yeah, you told me about the live translation. Yeah, on the streams. Oh wow. Still, that is an incredible feat.
So you came back for something like this?
こんなものじゃないよ。
It's not just anything!
お兄ちゃんが必死で守ってくれた大事なものだよ。
This was something we fought so hard to protect.
Sarah. But this isn't something worth risking your life to come back for. You had the pendant anyway.
ごめんね。
You're right. I'm sorry.
お兄ちゃんまで巻き添えにしちゃって。
I got you involved in all this.
I chose to turn back. You can't blame yourself for that.
ごめん。
No. I'm sorry.
After that, Sarah didn't speak for a while.
Sarah?
本当はそれだけじゃないの。
To tell the truth, it wasn't just that.
Oh.
Huh?
外に出るのが怖かったの。
I was scared to go outside.
Scared? Of what?
外に出たらまた元のような日々が戻ってくるんだって思ったら。
I thought that once I got outside, everything would return to like it was.
それ以上足が動かなくなったの。
And once I thought about that, I couldn't move anymore.
Like it was. What are you talking about?
またライプリヒに監視されて自由も何もない世界に戻るのかと思ったら。
I thought that Leiblich would start controlling us again, and all my freedom would be taken away.
もう二度とこんな自由を味わえないのかと思ったら動けなかった。
When I thought that I'd never be free again, I was paralyzed.
Paralyzed?
レミューに閉じ込められてからみんなは何とか脱出しようとしてたみたいだけど。
Ever since we've been trapped in Lemu, everyone has been trying to escape, but
Oh god, I accidentally clicked off the fucking screen. Sorry.
私は嬉しかった。
but I was happy.
どこにも監視する人もいない。私が私の意思で何でも決めていいんだって。
Nobody was looking over me, and I've been able to decide things for myself.
そう思ったらすごく嬉しかった。
I thought about that. I was so happy.
ライプリヒの研究所に入ってからこんな自由を感じたことは一度もなかったから。
Ever since I entered Leiblich's Research Institute, I haven't felt free even once.
Sarah's words left me stunned. I wonder why I'd never thought of things that way before. Leiblich had written me off early on. I think that was probably because the only special power he had was seeing infrared light. Sarah was probably different. The way that she'd been able to use computers, you would call her a first-rate hacker. It was probably only the beginning. That was probably only the beginning. After I left the Institute, Sarah must have lived under constant observation and undergone experiments. Thinking about it then amazed me.
最初はこの事故も私の能力を試すための実験か何かかと思ったの。
When all this just started, I thought this accident was just some kind of test of my abilities or something.
ソラが RSD だって分かった後は私の監視役なんじゃないかって疑ったりもしたんだ。
And then when I found out Sara was RSD generated, I suspected she was here to observe me.
でもナッキュ先輩もいたし、どうもそうではなくて本当の事故なんだって分かった後は。
But since I realized Naki was here, I realized it was probably just an accident.
嬉しかった。
And it made me happy.
今までずっとどこにいても誰かが私のことを監視してた。
Until now, everywhere I've gone, there's been someone watching me.
高校の中ででも街に出てもずっと。
Even in high school or when I went out around town.
逃げ出そうとしても無駄だった。私は研究所に帰るしかなかった。
It was pointless to try and escape. The only place I had to go back to was the research lab.
研究所に帰ればまた実験や検査の繰り返し。
I'm back at the lab. The only thing waiting for me was more experiments and tests.
私には自由なんかどこにもなかった。
I've never had a taste of freedom.
だからね、私にはあの事故が嬉しかったの。
I suppose that's why I was happy about the accident.
そんなこと言ったらいけないのかもしれないね。みんなは必死だったんだし。
Maybe I shouldn't say it. I mean, everyone was so desperate and everything.
でも私には今まで
But
こんな自由はなかったから。
I've never had freedom like this.
Sarah!
That was all that I could say. Sarah's each and every word made my heart ache. I knew that wasn't Sarah's intention, but it felt like every word of hers was a confession to me. Of course, I'd been under surveillance as well, but it had been nowhere near as strict. As long as I didn't do anything out of the ordinary, it was like there was no one there. I'd been living carefree the entire time, but Sara had been under Leiblich's careful watch the whole time. She was their guinea pig. Why hadn't I gone to help Sara earlier? I promised that I would, but I hadn't. Of course, I had tried, but everything I did was blocked by Leiblich's far-reaching influence. Still, I knew there could be no excuses. Why hadn't I tried harder? Why?
お兄ちゃん、
Oni-chan?
Sara was calling to me. I've been daydreaming in my own world.
お兄ちゃん、ありがとう。
Oni-chan. Thank you.
what?
来てくれたから。
Because you came.
No! I left you there by yourself! I didn't come for you.
Ouch.
来てくれたよ。
Yes, yes, you did.
ありがとう。来てくれて。
I want to thank you.
Sarah said that and smiled. The smile also seemed tinged with resignation.
もういいんだ。
I don't care anymore.
私はここで死んでもいい。
It's okay to die here.
Sarah, what are you saying?
だって最後に自由を味わえたし、
I finally tasted freedom,
お兄ちゃんにもこうして会えたんだもん。
and I was able to meet you.
あんな生活に戻るくらいならいっそ。
If it means going back to the life I had before, then I'd rather.
このままここで死んでしまった方がいいよ。
Dying here and now would be better.
私には今まで死ぬ自由もなかったから。
Up until now, I never even had the freedom to die.
Her words shocked me into silence. I had no idea that Sarah's life up until then had been so hard. But
No, Sarah.
お兄ちゃん、
Oni-chan?
Don't talk like that. We're gonna live, no matter what!
I wasn't about to let Sarah die there. There was absolutely no way I would let Sarah die.
If you die here, then it means you've lost to them! You're gonna live, survive, no matter what!
It was my responsibility to help Sarah live.
Sarah, let's go.
I said.
どこに？
Where?
Oh, sorry, I accidentally... Hold on, Void Dweller. Sorry, I accidentally deleted your message. I'll just repost it for you.
Where?
To the ocean's surface.
どうやって？
How?
We'll swim.
無理だよ。気圧が。
It's impossible. The pressure will.
We'll be okay. The air pressure here has been compressed by the water pressure. We're at about 4.5 atmospheres here. If we go into the ocean from here, our lungs will be okay.
でも
But Stella.
We don't know that help will come for us. And even if it does, then it might be too late. Besides, it's too dangerous for us to stay here. Listen, Sarah. We're breathing at 4.5 atmospheres. If we stay here, we're in danger of oxygen poisoning and or nitrogen narcosis. And we have no idea how long Lemu will hold. If Lemu collapses, then we'll get dragged down with it. It's too dangerous to stay here. What?
私が泳げないの知ってるでしょ
You know I can't swim, right?
You'll be okay. You're kind of swimming right now, aren't you? You'll just have to remember the lessons I gave you.
でも違うよ
But it's not the same.
今は浮かんでるだけだもん
I'm just floating right now.
外に出て泳ぐのとは違うよ
It's different than swimming in the ocean.
Sarah, you'll be okay. Don't worry. I'll lead you. I'll pull you all the way.
そんなの無理だよ
No, it's not possible.
We can do it. Believe in your brother. I came here. I came to help you, Sarah.
お兄ちゃん
Oni-chan.
Sarah, believe in me.
Sarah clasped the pendant she was wearing around her neck.
Let's go, Sarah.
お兄ちゃん
Okay, Oni-chan.
I pulled Sarah along with me, and we left the infirmary. We moved from air pocket to air pocket, looking desperately for a place where the wall had collapsed in. When we finally found a chair big enough for us to squeeze through, we doubled back to the nearest air pocket. We took a number of short breaths to boost the oxygen level in our blood. Finally, taking a big breath, I grabbed onto Sarah's head and led her through the hole into the ocean. Hand, not head. Jesus Christ. I grabbed onto Sarah's hand and led her through the hole and into the ocean. With the walls and floor gone, I lost sense of which way was up and which way was down. As soon as I saw a faint light in the water above, I held Sarah under my arm and headed for that light. I desperately thrashed my legs and swam without my broken arm. The water pressure was slowly pushing the air from my lungs. Sarah's face was twisted in pain. I was in agony. Still I swam, struggling to pull Sarah up towards the light. I kept kicking, believing that everything would be okay if I could make it to the surface of the light. Even if all the oxygen was squeezed out of my lungs, I was not about to let Sarah die there. That thought kept me moving. Slowly, gradually, the light was getting bigger. Sarah's arm squeezed me in desperation. Hoping to give Sarah courage, I gripped her tighter with my left arm. As if in response, Sarah gave me a smile and started trying to swim upward. I matched her movements, swimming desperately.
Come, Sarah. Let's go toward the light.
I was never going to let Sarah go again. I was never going to leave my precious sister behind. Never again. Sarah. Yep, I thought that, wow, this is going to be a short one. Like, even with the epilogue, we've only gone an hour and 10 minutes. Damn. Yep, and we already know this. Who could that possibly be? Like, I mean, the obvious answer would be Coco, but... Okay, I think we've all seen the credits enough. Here we go. Epilogue time. I heard a low mechanical sound from far away. The breeze passed through the trees' leaves, making them rustle. The same wind gently caressed my cheeks. Wind? Rustling leaves. I opened my eyes slowly. I didn't know where I was for a moment. Had there been such a place in Lemu? I looked up. There was no ceiling. There was just a sprawling starry sky. It was not like a fake sky like the Cosmic Whale Room, but a sky that felt broad and infinite. I was on the ground. Oh my god, right where it all started, except at night. More precisely, I was on the floating island in Newell. Yes, we had swum to it. The nearly 34 meters from Twider's dock to the surface. Somehow I climbed to the emergency entrance of Incel Newell, holding the unconscious Sarah in my arms. What a badass. I remember checking to see if Sarah was alright. After that, I probably fainted from fatigue and a lack of oxygen. I woke with a start, looked around and was relieved to see Sarah lying down next to me. Her chest rose and fell faintly. I could hear the regular sound of her breathing. I looked around again. I checked around the edge of Incel Newell, which was a lush park. I could see the administration center, hotel, and tower of light behind the trees. I could see the administration center, hotel, and a tower of light beyond the trees. It was still dark, so it didn't seem like I'd been unconscious for very long. Maybe about an hour or so. I was impressed that we'd be able to swim all the way up to the surface. I went over it again in my head. Suddenly, a conversation in the control room with Sara came to my mind.
15階建てのビルを想像してみてください。
Hold on, you guys. I'm just gonna go take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry you guys, I am back. Woo! Okay. Imagine a 15-story building. By the way, I did not get my persona in this route. I am very pissed.
あるいは3階建ての校舎を5個積み重ねたものでも良いかもしれません。
Or 5 3-story school buildings stacked up on top of each other.
5 schools stacked. No way, I couldn't swim that.
Yeah, I remember this.
では10階建てのビルではどうですか？
Well then, how about a 10-story building?
水深34メートル。ツバイトシュトックがこの位置にあります。
The depth of Weiterstock only amounts to 34 meters.
34 meters.
How would I respond to Sora? Hadn't I said that I thought that I could swim it? Sora talked about the pressure and said it was impossible. This is probably one of other superhuman abilities. But even Sora could be wrong. We were able to swim it, Sora. So fuck you. That reminded me. I wonder what had happened to Sora. Has she suffered the equivalent of death from the blackout? No, Sora was RSD generated. She wasn't human. She couldn't die. Well, I mean, I knew that, but I had been with her for such a long time. And Sora was, how could I describe it? She was so human. Left a blunt sense of sadness, as if I had lost a close friend. Sarah's voice pulled me back to reality. It was not the time to be thinking about such things.
Sarah. Sarah?
I shook Sarah's shoulder gently. Sarah opened her eyes slightly.
兄ちゃん。
Oh, Nii-chan?
Her eyes soon grew wide. Sarah hurriedly sat up.
お兄ちゃん。ここは？
Nii-chan, where are we?
Sarah didn't seem to understand the situation.
Sarah. This is Insal Nul.
じゃあ。
So we...
We're safe now. We made it! Over 34 meters from Weiterstock. With a broken arm and carrying you. Not so bad if I do say so myself.
まだ生きてる。
Where are we? Still alive?
Yeah, we're both still alive.
やった。やったね、お兄ちゃん。
We did it! We did it!
Yeah, Sarah. We did it! We survived!
ありがとう、お兄ちゃん。
Yeah. Thank you, Oni-chan.
I told you to trust me.
そうだね。
Yes, you did.
Sarah smiled. She suddenly put her hand over on her chest. She was probably touching the pendant under her shirt, checking to make sure it was still there. Looking relieved, she pulled the pendant out and grasped it in her hand.
ありがとう。
Thank you.
Sarah whispered softly. I knew that the pendant was an irreplaceable lucky charm for Sarah. Her face suddenly clouded over as she spoke.
そうだ。お兄ちゃん。ナッキュ先輩やたけしたちは？
I'm guessing they just escaped.
Hey, Nii-chan. What happened to Naki, Takashi, and the others?
I think they're alright. By the time I turned back, they've already climbed fairly high. If they kept going, they should have reached the surface.
そう。よかった。
Really? That's good to hear.
Sarah looked relieved.
私たちもいつまでもここにいるわけにはいかないね。
I can't stay here forever.
We made it to the surface safely, but Sarah didn't look very well at all. Was she worried about being taken back to Leiblich?
Hey, Sarah.
何？
What?
Let's just keep running. Let's run away.
逃げる？
Run away?
Yeah, from them. I mean from Leiblich.
そんな無理だよ。
No, it's impossible.
It is possible.
どうしてそんなこと言い切れるの？
How can you say that?
あいつらのことはお兄ちゃんだって知ってるでしょ？
You know about them, right?
Think about it, Sarah. This island has to be in utter chaos. Right? Lemu was flooded, the whole complex is totally destroyed. And since you and the others got out, this place should be in major confusion, right?
うん、そうだね。
Yeah, I suppose.
They'll be telling everyone how we were left behind in Lemu. As for you and the others, it's the truth. If Leiblich has their doubts and tries to look into them, this is as far as they can investigate.
そっか。
Right! We're fucking ghosts!
I mean, digitally, yeah. So right now, everyone, including Leiblich's people, will be turning their attention to Lemu and looking under the ocean. They might actually think we're already dead.
Nah, fucking me! Woo!
そうか。そうだよね。
Because that's true!
So, now is...
チャンスなんだね。
It's our chance, isn't it?
Yeah, right now is the chance we've been waiting for!
お兄ちゃんすごい。すごい。
You're so incredible, Oni-chan!
We're already here, so it's impossible for them to find us in Lemu. And if they don't find us in Lemu, they'll expand their search for us to the sea around this area.
Right.
They might suspect that we died and the current carried us off somewhere.
その間に私たちが身を隠しちゃえば追ってくることなんかできないはずだよね。
In the meantime, if we hide somewhere, they shouldn't be able to follow us, right?
Well, I'm not sure if we can pull it all off that easily. But we'll still have a big head start before they figure out the truth.
そっか。
Yeah, right!
でも、
Oh, but...
Suddenly, Sarah looked down.
でも、この島からどうやって逃げるの？
But how are we gonna escape from this island?
What?
だって、ここから出る方法がなきゃ逃げようがないでしょ？
I mean, we can't escape without a way off the island, right?
Yeah, that's...
それは？
That's...
Sarah looked at me as if she were full of confidence in me.
Well...
She had me. I hadn't thought about that. Oh my god. I thought we'd be alright if we could just make it to the surface. I desperately tried to think of something.
I know! I've got it! There should be all kinds of people around right now that aren't normally here. Like construction workers and technical staff. We'll like knock them two of them out and dress up like them. Like in old-fashioned cartoons. And then we'll sneak out in their uniforms. So ships and helicopters should come and go frequently. First of all, we find some clothes and change. Especially your uniform, it really stands out.
そうだね。
Oh. You're right.
Sarah looked herself over again.
And if we can't get aboard a helicopter, then we can sneak onto some ship and go to port. And after that, we're gonna be alright.
そっか。やっぱりお兄ちゃんすごいね。そこまで考えてたんだ。
Amazing! You really thought this through!
Actually, I was just flying by the seat of my pants, but okay. Oh, thanks.
Sarah smiled innocently. I want to protect that smile forever. I thought once more that it would be my mission.
Let's go, Sarah.
I held out my left hand to Sarah. Sarah reached out to me hesitantly. I held her hand and squeezed it tight. The warmth of her soft hand spread to mine. For an instant, the memory of Sarah holding my thumb flashed across my mind. That fragment in my hand. That shard helped me retrieve my memory and discovered the bond between Sarah and me.
Let's go, Sarah.
お兄ちゃん
Okay, Oni-chan.
We're gonna be free!
自由に
Free.
Yes, free.
Yeah.
I would never leave Sarah again. I would protect Sarah no matter what. We started running towards freedom. Opening the third eye, the last chapter of Finding Coco. Oh, wow. Here we go. We'll look at the opening once more next time. But I just want to go over some things that, okay. Yeah, it's been an hour and a half. This is going to be a shorter one, unfortunately, but what are you going to do? It was longer than I thought, but short, but not short enough to be like, for me to start a whole new route. Let's check out our shortcuts here. Yep, everything but the final ending. You know what, GAs? I want to start fresh on the true ending in a new stream. I think that actually we might save that for next time, but just so we have some more, you know, that's a good idea, theories. But I do want to look at a couple of things, such as the CGs. See what we're missing with everybody. That's from the bad ending. So there's 3 UCGs missing. Only 2 for Sugumi. Interesting. Oh, but there's more. There was more Sugumi than just this page. One Sora. One Sarah. And of course, a fuck ton of Coco CGs. And some miscellaneous ones right here. This guy, I swear. Oh, I can see the differences. Oh my god. Actually, does that look like Takashi? Oh, and here's all the CGs and everything. Do I have any theories? My God, that kid, that Sarah ending just busted everything wide open. Well, it's not that it's not that surprising considering that the true ending is actually known as Coco ending, the Coco's ending. So she's bound to be in a lot of CGs. US 3, but it looks like she's Kid's true love. Sora has one, Sarah has one, and Kid has and you has a fuck, not you, Coco has a fuck ton. And we still have to unlock all those posters there. So now, yes, let's see. Theories. Oh yeah, and clear list was not to clear things, but what we have, yep. Paths, I'm guessing that's the different choices, including like failed choices, yeah. The Sugumi Sora epilogue, which only unlocks after the true ending. I just gotta see all these different scene titles. Look at all these crazy ass words here. Mechanom, Shaquin, like, holy shit. Jeez. They all have a certain theme here on the kids' side of things. And of course all the true ending scenes. So, any theories? You know, let me get into something without the music. That's right, you can't turn off the music. Except, I actually can. By just clicking off the screen. So, that's actually useful for once. Okay. Now, let's try to break this down and theorize a bit. I think that's a good way to leave this for today. I believe, currently, that basically the entire thing with wow, the Sugumi Sora epilogue is 1 page, really? Damn, that's lame. But apparently I guess it spoils something revealed in the true ending. I honestly, well, okay, so a lot of stuff in the kid route was explained by Kid's superpower. And he and his sister are basically superhuman. We know that now. Like, you know, Kid swam that whole way. He can see infrared and everything. He has some kind of interdimensional awareness of the other routes. He's basically the true protagonist in a lot of ways. Like, Takashi really is a Keiichi in that respect, in that he's there and he acts like a protagonist, and the story makes you want to believe he's a protagonist, but he actually doesn't have most of the traits of a protagonist. So basically, yeah, we know that Kid is seeing all these things because of his infrared vision. Now the question is why? Why was the infrared vision? Like, who was fucking with the system to make all these holograms in infrared specifically for Kid and Sarah to see? That's true, Void Dweller. Sugumi and Kid may have known each other. Because they were both experimented on by Leiblich, which brings me to my previous point when I want to say that I think the whole sinking was caused by Kid, Sarah, and Sugumi. Now, and they were trying to get their revenge on Leiblich. That's why they came there. Now, Takashi was just some guy that got caught up in everything. But Coco is obviously Coco is the key to everything. And she's the biggest mystery. Like, why does she show up to Kid? Is she really an alternate personality of Sarah? Like maybe that was something that Leiblich did to her. She has they split her. You know, that's possible. If a child goes through a lot of trauma, they will in fact create a second personality. And let's not forget that in the U route, Kid, like while he was grabbing Coco's hand, when he brought her to the main place where everybody was gathered, it was in fact Sarah. That's true, Eblis. The entire sinking could be basically Leiblich trying to kill them all. Basically, maybe Leiblich set that into motion and shut off all communications to try to kill them because they were liabilities. And they didn't care if Takashi and some of the others got caught in the crossfire. So that's what I think so far. As to how everything else fits in, I have no clue, honestly. There are just so many mysteries, but we definitely know some things, like who is the mastermind behind this? Like there's got to be somebody, an inside job in Leiblich at Lemu who was blocking communications until the last day, or rather set something up to block it. Like, don't you remember in the Takashi routes, like what exactly happened on the bottom level? Everybody was dead. That was insane. Like there were a whole bunch of dead bodies everywhere. So anyway, that's yeah. And the U ending, yeah. Yu's mother explained to Kid a lot of stuff, but we didn't get to see it. And so yeah, I guess that's also happy in that way. In that Kid also, I guess, reconnected with Sarah. In that route as well. So far, the U ending definitely seems like the happiest ending that we've gotten so far. Like, by far. Pretty crazy. But yeah, as to how everything else keeps happening, I really don't know. I'm going to continue this on next Saturday, where we will start the true ending. And I can't wait to see what that entails. I could presume it's going to be a lot of stuff about Coco. On Thursday, we will be playing some more Art Denelico too. So I want to really thank all you guys for showing up. Seriously, you guys are the absolute best. And until next time, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.